Alright guys, what's up? Matt from TeamVLR here. I've got a Red Eyes deck profile featuring new support. It's been really fun to play, and you know what, let's just jump into it. So one Red Eyes Black Dragon, just run these two vanillas at one you don't really want to see Summon Skull in your hand at all. Red Eyes, you'll be okay seeing in your hand if you have cards of Redstone, but you'd rather see Black Flare. So just run these at one. You need them at one for Archfiend, but aside from that, that's all I have to say about those. Then one Red MD, I don't really feel like I have to explain this card. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it does. If you don't, you can special summon this card by banishing one dragon type monster you control. Then you can summon any dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard is once per turn. Great card. Then 3 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. This card combined with Sparkfield makes this a lot better. Red Ice has a problem of not being able to maintain board presence. They have a hard time getting Red Eyes on the field. These two cards combo really well. You'll see it in the replays later. Then one Red Eyes Meteor Dragon. This opens up rank 6 plays when you're combining it with Sparkfield, and it also helps you get the new fusion Red Eyes. I'm not going to even attempt to say its name, but this, I was looking for the level 6 dragons. I couldn't find one I really wanted to use in this build. You could probably make a Chaos Red Eyes deck and use Light Pulsar Dragon or a Horatic Red Eyes deck, and then you can use Ultimaya, give Red Eyes some Synchro support. I chose to go the fusion route. You can do Horatics as well, whichever floats your boat, but this is what I chose to do. So then you're going to go 2 King of the Swamps to search out either your Polymerization or your Fusion substitute. 2 Maxi because you really want to draw cards. 1 Chemical Beast Oxenox, another new card. This card, when it gains its effect after being normal summoned a second time, it can special summon a Gemini monster from your hand, then copy that monster's level. So let's say you have Black Flare Dragon, uses this, combine it with Supervisor Sparkfield, and you'll have an instant rank 7 play. Then 2 Black Metal Dragon, the 1B searcher of the deck. I think Red Eyes Insight's 1A. This card can search out any Red Eyes card, including Red Eyes Insight. It just needs to be sent from the field to the graveyard, and it can give your Red Eyes a small attack boost, so it's a pretty good card. Then 2 Black Soul Legend. I don't know why this card is so expensive in TCG. Based on what it does, it's not very good, and I feel like if this card were cheaper, you'd see a lot more Red Eyes decks around, but because it's so expensive, no one really wants to play Red Eyes. But this is Dev Pro, so we have no budget, so we're going to go with 2 of these. And you can use this to summon any of your Red Eyes monsters from your deck that are level 7 or lower, and then recycle this card to your hand, recycle the Red Eyes back to your deck during your next turn, so you can only use either of these effects once per turn. Then 1 Red Eyes Fusion. This card could be so much better if it didn't have the normal or special summoning restriction, so please Konami, give us a better Red Eyes Fusion card. But if you are going for game, or you're in a position where you have a good field, that's when I'd play this card. Or unless you have no other options at all, then this is what you would go to. But otherwise, try and stay away from it. If you have other options, go for those other options. Then 3 Gospel Revival, staple in level 7 or 8 dragon type decks, protects your dragons, and it's basically Monster Reborn. It's great. Run it at 3. 1 Poly, you need it to fusion summon a bunch of the monsters in your extra deck. 2 cards of the Redstone. It's a Foolish plus trade in for Red Eyes, so discard to draw 2. Then send 1 to the graveyard. Then triple Terraforming to search out your Sparkfield. 1 Fusion substitute, mainly to get out Star Venom Fusion Dragon. Its second effect is terrific because you can banish it from your grave to draw 1. 3 Red Eyes Insight. It's basically another Foolish for Red Eyes, plus you can add a Red Eyes Spell or Trap to your hand. There aren't that many good options right now. Red Eyes Fusion, Red Eyes Spirit, Return of the Red Eyes, and Red Eyes Transmigration, which is the ritual for Lord of the Red, are your only targets right now. But you still run it at 3 to send a Red Eyes to the grave and search. 1 Silver's Cry to revive a normal dragon. You have about 6 of them. Triple Spark Field. This card is terrific in this deck. You're able to normal summon this without tributing, and then normal summon it again if you want. You can normal summon both of these in the same turn, and then use this card's effect to get out another rank 7, or rank 7, level 7, and then go for a rank 7 play. It just makes the deck so much better. I have yet to use the 3rd effect, because I really don't want to banish any of my Gemini monsters. I usually don't have enough on the field that I want to banish it, because in Red Eyes I feel like in this version of it, I still sometimes, at times, have a bit of an issue getting monsters on the board, or as many as I want, but it's been a hell of a lot better than previous Red Eyes builds because of this card. And then you go for 1 Red Eye Spirit to revive a Red Eye monster from the grave, preferably Red MD. 1 Ring of Destruction. You do a lot of burn damage in this deck, and this is just overkill. It helps out with that. Then to return the Red Eyes, you have a number of normal monsters as targets to revive from the grave, and 2nd effect to special summon a Red Eyes monster from your grave back to the field when this card is destroyed or sent. Oh, sent to the graveyard. Okay. So 1 Archfiend Black Dragon. Your opponent can activate cards or effects when this card attacks, and it'll do 2400 burn damage by shuffling Red Eyes monster back from the grave after it attacks. So at the end of the battle phase, when first of the dragons, you can use this card. I'd highly recommend not using it against Blue Eyes, but it's terrific against pretty much everything else. The new Meteor Black Dragon Fusion, the Retrain, a lot more generic than Archfiend, a lot more usable, a lot more versatile, a lot more playable in a lot of decks. You can use in Heretics, like I said, or Chaos. Red Eyes, if you choose to do that, you can use its effect to discard or send from your deck a Red Eyes monster, and then inflict half of that monster's attack as damage to your life points. So the most right now you can do is 14, but then it gets around Red Eyes Fusion a bit, because the 2nd effect is when this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon a normal monster in your graveyard, which is great. Then 1 Star Venom. This card is really hyped, although I think Tree Toad has stole some of the hype for Invasion of Venom. Invasion of Venom is going to be an amazing set, but I hope you guys know what this card does from one of the other profiles I've done on Red Eyes. I'd run it at 1 great card, then 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. You can access it through Odd Eyes Absolute. Use this to bounce a card, one of your opponent's special summon monsters, back to the hand or extra deck. This card to maybe stall a bit or negate an attack, or mainly to get it Odd Eyes Vortex. This card, Res Flare, is great. 500 burn damage when your opponent activates its effects. In my opinion, my favorite rank 7 to go to, and one of the best, if not the best, generic rank 7, and it actually uses its 2nd effect in this deck. Draco Sack I've never really used. I might put in the Fusion Dante because I run Beatrice instead of Draco Sack. Can help stall or destroy a card in the field. 1 Gaia Dragon for piercing damage, and to overlay maybe Beatrice. Can you overlay Beatrice? There you can. And then 1 Big Eye to steal your opponent's monsters. 1 Utopia Beyond to make your opponent's monsters attack from 0. 1 Beatrice to send anything you need to their graveyard. So if you need Gospel or Revival in your graveyard to protect your dragons, use Beatrice. Or if you need Riders in the graveyard to use Gospel or Revival in your hand, use Beatrice. And 1 Heretic Dragon King of the Tomb to special summon any dragon from your deck, preferably Red MD. And then there's the side deck. 2 Gameciel, 3 Chaos Hunter, 3 Twin Twister, 3 Real Decree, 3 Light Imprisoning, 1 Solemn Warning. Just going over it quick because side decks are really more about personal preference in the meta. And at the moment, this combats the current TCG meta, but the meta is going to look a lot different in November because I don't think Cosmos will be as much of a threat as they are now, so you may cut the Chaos Hunters out. Light Imprisoning you'll definitely need. I still think Blue Eyes will be a thing. then Royal Decree you could substitute for something else, and you can use Meteor or not use Meteor, it's up to you. But aside from that, that's basically been this Red Eyes deck profile. Overall, this is a very fun deck to play. I love the new support Red Eyes has gotten. I'm really hoping for a new fusion card, because this one is just not very good. But at 1, it's playable. But aside from that, fun deck. Definitely test it out. Try out your own builds. Maybe Chemical Beast Red Eyes. You can even try that. But other than that, keep it locked to TeamVLR for more. And this is Matt from TeamVLR signing out.